Robert Mills Gagne, an American educational psychologist, proposed a series of events which follow a systematic instructional design process that share the behaviorist approach to learning with a focus on the outcomes or behaviors of instruction or training. This presentation includes each of the 9 events of instruction along with ways to help implement the events in your own instruction. Event number 1, gain attention of the learners. Ensure the learners are ready to learn and participate in activities by presenting a stimulus to gain their attention. Ways for gaining learners' attention include stimulating students with novelty, uncertainty, and surprise, posing thought-provoking questions to the students, or by having students propose questions to be answered by other students. Event number 2, inform students of the objectives. Inform students of the objectives or outcomes to help them understand what they are to learn during the course. This can be done by describing required performance, describing criteria for standard performance, or by having learners establish criteria for standard performance. Event number 3, stimulate recall of prior learning. Help students make sense of new information by relating it to something they already know or something they have already experienced. This can be done by asking questions about previous experiences or by asking students about their understanding of previous concepts. Event number 4, present the content. Use strategies to present and cue lesson content to provide more effective, efficient instruction. Organize and chunk content in a meaningful way. Provide explanations after demonstration. Ways to present and cue lesson content include presenting vocabulary, providing examples, presenting multiple versions of the same content like video, demonstration, lecture, podcast, and group work. Also, use a variety of media to address different learning preferences. Event number 5, provide learning guidance. Advise students of strategies to aid them in learning content and of resources available. Methods to provide learning guidance include providing instructional support as needed, modeling varied learning strategies, using examples and non-examples, also by providing case studies, analogies, visual images, and metaphors. Event number 6, elicit performance or practice. Ways to activate learner processing includes eliciting student activities, asking deep learning questions, making reference to what students already know or have students collaborate with their peers, eliciting recall strategies, asking students to recite, revisit, or reiterate information they have learned. Also by facilitating student elaborations, asking students to elaborate or explain details and provide more complexity to their responses. And finally, helping students integrate new knowledge by providing content in a content-rich way with real-world examples. Event number 7, provide feedback. Providing immediate feedback of students' performance to assess and facilitate learning. Event number 8, assess performance. In order to evaluate the effectiveness of the instructional events, you must test to see if the expected learning outcomes have been achieved. Performance should be based on previously stated objectives. Ways for testing learning include pre-testing for mastery of prerequisites, using a pre-test for endpoint knowledge or skills, conducting a post-test to check for mastery of content or skills, embedding questions throughout instruction through oral questioning and or quizzes, including objective or criterion reference performances, which measure how well a student has learned a topic, and by identifying normative reference performances, which compares one student to another student. Event number 9, enhance retention and transfer to the job. To help students develop expertise, they must internalize new knowledge. Ways for helping learners internalize new knowledge include paraphrasing content, using metaphors, generating examples, creating concept maps or outlines, and by creating job aids, references, templates, or wizards.